My name is Alyssa or Leggies. I am going to try and make bread today. I don't really have like that much of a plan of like what exactly this YouTube channel is going to be about. I just kind of want to do what I want to do. I'm having a lot of fun learning how to redo my motorcycle, and I thought, how fun would it be if we learned how to do other skills and other things like making Japanese milk bread. So I have all of my ingredients laid out here. You can't see them because they're out of frame, and it's fine. But yeah, we're gonna do that today, and hopefully we get a pretty decent loaf. I don't anticipate this being the best loaf of bread I've ever made, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you like it. The first thing that we have to do, I'm following a recipe by Jessica in the Kitchen, and it's like a pseudo-vegan milk bread is what I'm doing. I have oat milk, but I use regular butter, so that's what we're going to be doing with that. And then why don't we start making our tangzhong? I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's tangzhong. I might do a voice-over recording of if I said that wrong. And we have to start that on the stove. So I'm gonna move you over there, and hopefully we don't burn our milk, because I have a habit of doing that. I hope you're excited. I'm excited, and let's get to it. That was a very weird to it. Let's get to it. There we go. So we want it to be almost like a pudding consistency, and then we need to remove it and pour it into a small bowl and allow that to cool for like 10 minutes. So we're gonna do that first and get that all situated. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna move you closer. And this isn't, the oven's, the stove. The stove is not on. We have our oat milk and our water. I don't have a plastic whisk, so we're just going to be super gentle. Just want to make sure that there's no clumps. I wonder if I'm supposed to be doing this with a whisk still. Oh, it's getting thicker. I think that's pretty pudding-like, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So I need to get a bowl, which I'm just going to use the bowl that I had this in originally. It kind of looks like porridge. I want to make sure that I get everything. So that is our tangzhong. While we're here, I just cleaned out this. I need to heat up the milk so that way it's at between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I would put it in the kettle, but I don't wanna. 115, okay. I'm going to just leave it at that. Hey, we're back here. So now what we have to do is we have to, in the bowl of the stand mixer, yes, I'm using the stand mixer because why not? I have it, it's easily available to me. We have to add in the bread flour, the sugar, the instant yeast, and the sea salt. So all of our dry, before we add in the warm milk, the vegan butter, or the regular butter, the melted butter, and then the tangzhong mixture. So we're going to just add this in, and we're going to keep this bowl. I weighed everything before I started filming. So about 1 packet. It's a 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, and it says about 1 packet. This is 7 grams. So I don't really, I think that's, it says about 1 packet. Why are you saying about? So I'm gonna measure that out, which is 2¼ teaspoons. I don't think I have, I do. So you have ½ a teaspoon. All of our teaspoons are gone for some reason. I don't know where they're at. So we need four of these and then one of those. So 1, 2, 3. It is a whole packet. It's a packet. It's a whole packet. It is a whole packet. Don't say about. It's a whole packet. Okay, and then we have to whisk these. I've never had I've always thought that you had to activate the yeast with putting it in warm stuff, like water or anything like that. But it already has us adding the I messed up. Because this isn't instant yeast, this is just active yeast. Shit. Active yeast needs rehydration. I don't have that. This might be good. We might be okay. In fact, they can be used interchangeably within most. Okay. So I think we should be good, especially if we use... We're gonna try it. And if it turns out awful, then we'll try again later with a different thing. So I'm going to do that. What did I do, dude? You know, it's fine. We're fine. We're figuring it out as we go. I told you, it wasn't going to be perfect. It was not going to be perfect. I can't believe I did that. I literally thought that regular yeast was the same, but it's not. You know, it's a rookie mistake. I'm just going to mix this a little bit more. I'm gonna check the temp. Okay, create a well in the center of the flour and slowly add in the warm milk. So I have a little bit of a well. Mix together with a spatula until just incorporated. I'm gonna grab a dough spatula. So it says slowly add in the warm milk, vegan butter. I think what it means is folding it in. I think it means folding it in. So we're going to add in, our butter. That's how cold my my kitchen is. Because my butter's solidified. I just heat that up for 30 seconds. This should be cool. Yep. Oh! No! Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna show you the aftermath, but my butter just exploded in my microwave. Jeez Louise. What is this? I'm gonna melt butter really quickly on my stove. And I do need to clean that. What a pain. What a hell of a first cooking video, huh? Please don't burn. I just need you to melt. I'm fine, everything's fine. We're good, we're good. This is all part of the learning process. It's all part of the learning process. And I guess this will also help the yeast, right? I'm going to slowly add that in. And then what I'm going to do is just mix it a bit. And then we're gonna add this in. I feel like I'm making this so much more complicated, you know? Because I bought the wrong yeast. I blew up butter. I think it didn't say, make sure it's well combined, but it said shaggy. I'm going to use my hands to combine the rest of it because it's pretty much shaggy. There's just a few things at the bottom that I just can't get. I'm supposed to let it cover and sit for about 10 minutes to rest. But there is still some bread flour at the bottom. So we're gonna let that rest for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna cover it with a kitchen towel. And then I'm gonna clean my microwave. Now that we rested for 10 minutes, now it's time to knead it. I think everything is pretty much incorporated. So now we knead it, and I'm gonna use my bread hook. It says to knead the dough for 15 minutes on medium or number 4 for 15 minutes. It's 12:23 right now, so I think I might have to take it off the hook a little bit. It's very sticky. It did say that we can use a little bit of flour as you're kneading. We're gonna lock that. So I might add a little bit in there because it is sticking. Up to 2 tablespoons. So I'm just gonna do like a little half tablespoon right now. "15 minutes later, we have a kneaded piece of dough. And for a hot second, I'll insert a photo here. It looked like a sleeping manatee. It was kind of cute. Now what I have to do is we have to stretch up the dough onto itself and then put it, oh, I need to grease this. Uh-oh. Stretch the dough up and onto itself. It's a thing of dough. I'm hoping for a hour to 90 minutes. I really don't know how I'm supposed to stretch it. Okay. We're gonna pull it, we pulled it into kind of a smooth ball. I can't guarantee that this is like the smoothest of balls, but I'm gonna put the folds down, and it does have like a nice spring action to it. So I think we're on our way. So we put this here. We're going to cover it. So it's gonna go take a nap. I turned it on warm, but I don't know what exactly warm is. I might just let it warm up just a smidge. I canceled the warm. I don't know, because I have a kitchen towel in there. I don't want it to catch on fire. So we're just going to do that. We started the warmth. We're gonna hope that that is enough. And so that is going to be for 1 hour. I'm gonna check it after an hour, and hopefully it doubled in size, but I could be, maybe. I think it's supposed to. It's supposed to double out in size. Do you wanna see how this proved?
Ooh, big ol' fluff.
Got half the size, like double the size. So now I get to punch it. Ready? Oh, I wish that I recorded that closer. That was great. That was a great punch. It might have gotten too warm, but we'll see. So our dough weighs 73.9 grams. And we have to divide it into 4 equals. 73.9? Oh God, let me do math. Almost 18 and a half grams. 19.6. Here's 18.4. Okay, this is 18.4, and then this should technically 18.6. I did have to tear some pieces, but it's fine. Pull and roll the balls into tight rolls. Okay, so I'm thinking this is like a tight ball here, but we'll see. And then we're gonna do the same on this. Now what we have to do is we have to cover it with a damp towel or a paper towel. I'm gonna do a paper towel. And that needs to be covered for 15 minutes. So then it's just a waiting game. Is the time for us to roll everything out. Oh, these even, they got bigger. Dang, I'm gonna put them in the bowl so I can flour my surface. I have a French pastry pin. I kind of regret how I did that, but it's fine, we're fine. So I pressed out the air bubbles, and then we fold this, and then this. We roll it again. We're doing it. The reason why I want to make Japanese milk bread is because of how soft this bread is. I don't know if you've ever had it before. Each and every single time, I'm just like amazed by how soft it is. Do you remember those videos that everybody thought was super weird where there was women just like putting their face into bread? After having Japanese milk bread, I understand the want to just like shove your face into a loaf of bread. I honestly thought they were so relatable now after I had it, and I was like, oh, this is what they mean. They're just so, it's soft and fluffy, little pillows. I'm about it. I'm not gonna put my face in this bread whenever it's done, but I understand. It's not lost on me. I don't think they need to be perfect, but I could be wrong. This one doesn't want to stay. And there we go. We have 4 little guys. And then I need to put seam side down into my bread loaf. Okay. I think the first one was like the perfect one, which is kind of wild. Okay, seam side down. That is hefty. That is hefty. I really hope that this is not going to be too much overproving. But now what we do is take a damp paper towel, cover the loaf with a damp paper towel, and then let it rise for 45 minutes or so. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna let this sit, rest, rise for 45 minutes. I'm gonna walk my dogs, and then we'll be back, and then we'll be able to throw this into the oven, hopefully. I do need to make an egg wash. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that. I don't think I actually have any mustard. The egg wash that they have is milk, maple syrup or agave syrup, and mustard, but I don't think I actually have any mustard. I have honey mustard. I don't have like yellow mustard or Dijon mustard. I might look and see if there's like another recipe where I can steal the egg wash from that. Let these rise for about an hour, and they got like half, like double the size, but I think I might have like rolled them either too tight. We're gonna try and bake them at this size. I might have messed up how to roll them. One got pretty big. They're still springy. I don't think I rolled them right because they're supposed to be at the top, and the only one that's like even remotely near that is this. It might be a really dense loaf. I do need to make the egg wash. This is just going to be, I was going to originally do like a different egg wash, but after walking the dogs, I figured I may as well just do this. I don't think I have mustard. I just have honey mustard. If I do it with just milk and maple syrup, I think it should be fine. Or maybe I'll put like a little bit of mustard powder into it. So I need 3 tablespoons of milk. I don't have any more little bowls, so this guy. 3 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, and then a half a teaspoon of regular mustard, but I might just do some mustard powder because that's what I have. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Is this a bad idea? Probably. And then we brush it. I don't have a brush. I thought we had one. Do I just use a fork or a spoon and like ladle it over top? Maybe that's what I do. So I'm going to just ladle and hopefully this is good enough where I'm just spooning liquid and it's going to go down to the bottom and it's probably going to make it a soggy bottom. This mixture made way too much. It's probably leaking. It is leaking at the bottom. Oven is heated. We generously brushed on the mixture. We're going to bake this for a half hour to 35 minutes in the middle. I'm gonna set a timer for 25 minutes and then we'll check on it, see how that is. If it's too brown, then, and it doesn't go over the top, then I have this lid, but I could always use tin foil too. This was an all-day thing. I think I could have planned it out a little bit better, but it was an all-day thing. We started rather early, and it's currently 4:21 now. I'm supposed to be streaming in an hour. I'm hoping that we don't lose light. Why do I feel so awkward right now? I feel so awkward. The, me running over. The timer went off at 25 minutes. I'm gonna look. Oh, it is getting pretty brown on one side. So I'm going to take some tin foil and we're going to cover. Another 10 minutes is where we're going to be at. I think it's going to have to be 35 minutes instead of a half hour because the one side's really, really brown, but not like burnt brown, but just brownish. And then the other side is kind of, it looks like a little ramp is how the bread is going. So I'm hoping that it turns out okay. We might have to try this again next week and kind of like compare and contrast. I think I can do it better. I think I can make this bread better. I think I can make it better. I really do. I want to master this before I move into other breads to try and make. I've done sourdough before, and sourdough was pretty easy. But it wasn't as, it's not as like, I feel like it's not as labor as intensive as this was. So I want to try this, and I want to try just like a regular sandwich loaf. I really want this to work out. Here we go. So this side is way done, and then the other side's, I think it's gonna be really dense. But it also says to brush it with melted butter. I'm not gonna melt it. I'm just gonna. I don't know where, oh, there's the other oven mitt. Okay, so I see some issues, which is the obvious one, which is it goes up. It kind of looks like a shoe.
Cartoon shoe?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a shoe. It looks like, whatchamacallit? What is it? The old lady in the shoe? The old maid in the shoe? buttering that bread. So we can slice it into slices or we can pull it apart whenever it cools down. I think it's pretty hollow. I think I might have done it, but it's not pretty. I'm not going to tear it apart, but I do want to cut a slice of bread. Well, I'll cut one from this side and I'll cut one from this side because Giuseppe's probably going to want to try it. Hopefully the inside of it looks really nice too. We'll see. So we have a little bit of a lighting change, just because we lost the daylight. But it is now time, this is pretty cool. It is now time for me to slice into this bread. I think my bread knife is in the dishwasher. It's hefty. It's very hefty. It's not a good cut on my part. I cut too close to the edge, so it's going to look a little bit funny. But that's our first slice. This is on one side. It's still a little bit warm. It's a little bit dense, but not like overtly dense. God, I'm murdering this bread. There we go. And this is the other side. This side didn't raise as much. It does look fully cooked though. I think they're about the same. But they're about the same in density. It's very soft on the inside. The crust is very nice. I can do better. It's not bad for a first attempt. So maybe I'll make it again this week and see if I can do it better. But there's our bread. I did cut it on both sides just because I wanted to get a taste of like what each side has to offer. And I'm happy with it actually. I'm gonna be amazing at making bread. Thanks for hanging with me while I make bread all day. And maybe this inspires you to do something different too. And try and learn a new thing. I'm gonna get better at it. Just you wait.